And then a lot of times they'll pick one or two of the members out and say, this person was really exceptional. When we get that, anytime we get a compliment on our team from a homeowner, if that homeowner takes the time to write us an email, send us a message, a phone call, if they take the time to do that, then we reward that team member or the entire team with gold stars. Remember gold stars from grade school, right? So,
I'm Mark Olson. Luke Gibson and I have a combined 50 years in construction as fence contractors. In that time, we have both experienced failures and success. We travel the country talking with other contractors who share their experiences in hopes that their stories can make you a more successful contractor.
Remember gold stars from grade school, right? So you love getting gold stars. We have a program here where there's an app we have for communication. And so as soon as we get that, we give them a gold star right away. And everybody in the company sees that Al got a gold star and his team got a gold star. The gold stars have value. They're worth $15 each, and they start to build up a bank of gold stars, and they can go buy something with their gold stars, whatever they want to buy with their gold stars. So, but really, it's the appreciation. This is the key to team members. They want to be appreciated and acknowledged for their good efforts. So, giving them acknowledgement in front of everybody, give them that gold star, the whole company sees it, drives the other guys a little bit harder. They want that gold star. They have a leaderboard with gold stars. The other thing is that the team members can give away their gold stars. I've seen this happen. I've seen maybe a homeowner didn't call in, but maybe a team member's like, man, I wasn't feeling well today, and Tristan picked up the slack and really carried me today. We got that job done. And they can literally give one of their gold stars to another team member. I get chills when I see that across the communication app, and I see that this team member gave this team member gold star and the reason for it. Or maybe somebody made a great save. Like if you had not been paying attention and seen that, we'd be in a world of hurt right now, this project we've done. But I acknowledge it. And the only person that would have known that would have been the other team member. So to have a team built where they were acknowledging that, everyone can see it, how does it think it makes that person feel they got the gold star? They didn't just get it from Shawn. They got it from somebody gave up their own gold star to give it to them.
Yeah, and the app he's talking about is Crew, right? Crew, and we'll put a link to that in the video when we do this. So let's talk about pay. That's probably one of the toughest things. Pay is not everything, but it's important. If you're not paying something that's appropriate for, because let's face it, building fence is not fun. It's tough, it's hot, it's cold, it's miserable, and if you didn't own the company, would you want to go out and do it for the same price that you're paying these guys to do it? Would you want to be trying to live off of what they're trying to live off of what you're paying for? And so I did a little bit of math, and in our area, that means we need to be paying at least 1.5 times whatever McDonald's and Walmart are paying in our area. So just use that as a quick reference across the U.S. because Walmart and McDonald's pay differently in different areas. So if you're not paying at least 1.5 times what those places are making, so if McDonald's is paying $12 an hour, you probably better be at 18.
Yeah. So we've got a very large pay scale. We've got people that can start as low as zero experience, a kid, $10 an hour, pick up trash. And we've got foremans that are going to be making upwards well over mid-20s. But every position's got a pay range. So not just pay well, but pay is not everything. So with that pay comes with benefits. I think a lot of times when you're hiring employees, they look at pay. When you're hiring team members, they look at benefits, like the total package. They're looking at the total package. What's the environment I'm working in? What am I going to be doing? What else comes along with the hourly wage or the salary? So the benefits of the total package are very, very important. Like, we have provided the meals that you guys can take out every day. That's a huge expense that can be saved. We don't charge them at all to take the lunches. Holiday pay, vacation pays, that's in there. 401k match, we have that as well. We try to give as many benefits as possible.
Health insurance.
We don't have health insurance here currently. We have that at Unique Escapes, but not at Mr. Fence yet. We're still working diligently to get that accomplished.
I would say putting together the best. Maybe you can't start with something. Everybody can get vacation pay. Yeah. I don't care how big or small you are. You can do paid holidays.
July 4th is coming up. Give the guys a day off and pay them for it, right? So, company outings. We generally try to do 3 or 4 outings a year with the team members. It's camaraderie. It's a paid day off. It's a fun event of some sort. We have the Christmas parties. We give out Christmas presents, and we give out bonuses at the end of the year. We were doing quarterly bonuses for people that are on time and don't call in sick. Find creative ways to pay those that are going above and beyond. But we also, so the other thing is we give those pay scale, we make it well known, because I find that if you try to keep it all hush hush and quiet of what this person's making and that person's making, then rumors are going to fly, and people are going to start thinking that I'm better than he is, or I'm better than he is, and I should be making what he is. So without going as far as putting everyone's pay publicly out to everybody, I did go as far as, this is the category. If you're an installer, your pay is between this range. If you're a co-foreman, your pay is in this range. If you're a foreman, your pay is this range. If you're a laborer, you're this range. Shop. So we have that printed out and for all of our team members to see. And so it helped tremendously with people that say, well, I want more money. Well, then if you want more than that, you're already topped out as an installer. If you want more than that, you're going to have to train and work hard to become a co-foreman. If you want more than that, you're going to have to become a foreman. If you want more than that, you're going to have to become field superintendent. So there's room for them to grow, and I think that means a lot so they can see where the scale's at, rather than they just think they should be making as much as the other team member on their team.
So what we do is kind of like that. It's very public knowledge. So we have a starting rate, and you can look at it. It's on our, anywhere. It's $20 an hour. $20 an hour in the door. I don't care if you know anything. Most people don't know anything. They think they do, but they don't. So we start them out at $20 an hour, and then I tell them their next 2 raises are on them. You get a $2 an hour raise and you can set posts, and I don't have to hold your hand. And you get a $2 an hour raise after that when you get your CDL, because we have to have CDLs for everything we do.
Yeah.
So if you want to move from $20 up to $24, you can do that as fast as you want, but it's 100% dependent upon you. You can't go get the CDL until you can set posts, because I don't need you with the CDL until you can set posts and go out on your own. Because at that point in time, you've moved from just being an installer to moving towards foreman, which gets you up to the next pay scale. So we have something similar.
And so they know where those points are.
They know where those are.
Yeah.
They know that it's on them. If they, I will not give anybody one single red cent until they've done those things.
Yep.
If you want to do absolutely nothing and grow your skill and not grow your skills, you will be at $20 an hour until the pay scale raises, and I need to raise it up, and that's the only way you'll ever get a raise. And everybody will get one.
What do you do for controlling your overtime?
It's just we don't. It's our overtime is, we're commercial, so
huge.
It's huge. Yeah. We work a lot of overtime in the summertime, and we just know that going in, and so we build higher margins. We don't go into a job saying we're going to have 30% overtime on this project. We just build the margins, and it all works out over time. But we don't dictate our schedule. Unlike what you guys do in residential, you guys can just knock off, and we can't. We have them. We have them tell us we have to work Saturdays. And sometimes we can bill for it, sometimes we can't. But overtime is overtime.
Yeah. So in the residential world, I think the overtime it's never one of those key pieces. If you don't pay attention to, all your profits that you're trying to make can be gone. All your hard work in a pay period can be gone. Blink of an eye if you work. You try to squeeze in 2 more jobs in that week, but those 2 jobs are 100% in overtime, and then something went wrong with the job, so they took even more than man hours, and all of those man hours in overtime, pretty soon all the profit you made earlier in the week has been eaten up, and now your team members are taking it home, and health of the company is at risk.
Well, the residential, when we do residential, we don't usually do any overtime, unless it's because we got to get that job done to go to a commercial project.
Which happens, and I'm not saying no overtime. I think that our team members live off of that overtime in the summertime. They need some of it. So when I say control the overtime, we're trying to get the guys around 45 hours in a week. But
our traveling crews are 60.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
But if I let my teams, they'll work 60 hours in a week, which means that 50% of those hours are all in overtime. Guys, the other thing is they get tired, and as they get tired, they start slowing down. So now we're paying 50% more money for 10 or 20% less productivity, with more mistakes happening. And pretty soon you start thinking, would you do that and leave your family and work all summer every single day? Would that be the job that you want to do? And I know for me, I don't know that I would want to do that. I want the time off. So.
And you hit you hit on that earlier. You talked about going to a 4-day work week, and that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
The reason we do that is because we travel so much, and we found that if we burn those guys out, if they spend, let's say now we're working Fridays and Saturdays, and they only get 1 day home, and a lot of people go out of town and work out of town for a month. They need to see their families.
Yeah.
We're a family-oriented company, so making sure that they get plenty of home time is super important to us because we're focused on what they need as well, and they need to see their wife and their kids, and that's good for their mental health and helps them recharge.
Definitely.
And they'll work 60 hours in those 4 days. I mean, 60 hours. They will flat put it down.
So we'll try to keep our guys at 10-hour days, 12-hour days. So if they work 4 12s, they're at 48 hours, which I think is probably the most I want to see with our guys.
Our guys are out of town, so like if I got to be out of town away from my family, I'm going to work.
I would.
So it's 14. I mean,
I get it.
It's in the summer.
Get after it, dusk to dawn. A little different operation here. We're not traveling. The job sites are 10-15 minutes away. They're in and out of the shop in the morning, back before dark. But I think that's also another benefit when you talk about attracting team members. If the guy is in the fence business and he has 5 fence companies to work for, and one of them is willing to give him a 3-day weekend every weekend, and that's pretty attractive.
There's sometimes we can't do that. We're trying to play catch up or something like that. But the guys usually pretty gracious in catching up, and to do that once in a while is not a big deal.
Same thing here. There is no guarantee that they're going to be off that 3-day weekend. The guys know that. If we have a rain a day, that we'll switch to that next day, a Friday or a Monday, or if we just get behind, or if we have an emergency job that we've got to get done, we'll put it in the schedule. We had 2 decks we squeezed in last week. That were very, very important, need to get done real quickly, and we worked the deck crews 5 days last week. But they're going to have a 3-day weekend this weekend.
So you said you do some company retreats and things like that, which is what we do. One of the benefits that we provide during that is because we're a family-oriented company, we know that family's important. So I ask them to leave their families and go work for me all the time. I'm not going to ask them to leave their families and come to a retreat. So one of the things we always do is make sure that anything we put on is family friendly, kid friendly. All the kids can come, all the families can come. So we're going to have a lake trip where we go out to the lake and boat and fish, and all the families are welcome. We've reserved the entire campground.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, so think about those small things is what I would advise people. Think about what you can do to really connect with them, because then you connect with the wives and you connect with all those people, and the kids get to know each other, and you create that community and you create that bond and that culture. Your culture gets stronger when you do that. And then you become more than just the paycheck. You become, a working family.
Yep. I know of another company that does a camping trip every year, and they thrive off it. Everyone looks forward to it, and everybody is there, families and the kids, and they're camping out for 2-3 days. We've done smaller events. We've done lake trips. I've rented houseboats and pontoon boats, and we've done cookouts, axe throwing competition. We went to the axe throwing place. So there's a FOP here. It has a lake and a facility. We've done that. Christmas parties, and we take a group of our team members to the fence tech shows, right? So
another benefit.
Both
They're learning
sides.
the whole time too.
Oh, no, it's 2 for 1. I love 2 for 1. But they attend classes and stuff like that.
So those are some of the things that we do, and you do to try and attract good people. And I'm not going to say we hit it out of the park every time. We still get dogs, but we fix the problem fast.
It's a never-ending. You have to put effort to it constantly.
And never let your organization be dependent on one single person, not even you.
But I honestly believe no organization is dependent on one person. I've learned that. This place can run without me. I've seen it. When my wife got sick, I was gone for at least a month, and there was zero notice. I didn't get any planning, didn't get anything set up, and it worked just fine. We've lost people that I thought we couldn't survive without, and we've thrived every time. So as soon as you start thinking that we have to have this person or we're not going to make it, you're going down.
So there's a saying. They say you will change when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And you've got to remember that with your team members. You know, and we've been in the same boat. I've lost some very key people, and I thought, oh my gosh, my heart just sinks. And then I think about it rationally, and 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh, we got this.
We got this.
We got this.
It's fine.
I'm pretty critical of my organization, but I'm here right now. I'm not there, which means it can run without me, right?
Yep.
Because I put the right people in place, and that's what you got to do. But you can't build a good team without being a good leader.
It takes some work.
Really, to get good people is really 100% dependent upon you. So when I hear all these people talk about all their employee problems,
reflection,
it's because you haven't taken the time to create the culture and the team that you need to. And part of that may be pay. I've seen a lot of people that are trying to pay pennies, and would you live on that? Ask yourself, would I be able to live on that in their shoes? Would I want to live on that and do this job?
But then you get the argument that says, well, I can't pay anymore.
Oh yeah, let's have that argument. I'd love to talk about that, Shawn King of Mr. Then why can't you pay anymore?
Because I don't have the processes and procedures in place to make enough money to pay them. So it goes back to the same thing. Like we're looking for every single point we can make, right? Every single point is important. So not having a disorganized yard, not having crews here that are loading trucks, not going to a job that wasn't pulled right. I mean, everything matters. Everything matters. Having the workflow going through, everything matters. And those little points that you're like, it's not that big a deal. That's a lot of little deals that add up. And at the end of the day, that's where you find the money to pay the team members the money they should be getting paid.
But that's not the biggest cycle I think people get into. I think the biggest one is why I can't charge more than everybody else.
Oh.
I have to be the cheapest guy on the block, or I will never get any business. If I'm not the cheapest every time, can you sell jobs, Shawn King, Mr. Fence, not being the cheapest?
Positively
every day.
All day.
Every day.
All day long.
I'd rather sell jobs not being the cheapest, because that means they wanted to do business with me. If you sell a job, that means they want to do business with Mr. Fence because they paid extra to get you.
I will tell you that you don't sell anything. It's not called a sale if you're the cheapest.
It's an order taker.
It's an order taker. It's not a sale. So don't say you sold this job. No, you didn't. You took an order and an opportunity to lose money. That's what just happened. You agreed to take on a high risk, good chance you're probably going to lose money to break even. You're better off if you just would have stayed at home and studied how to make your business better than to go do that job.